Hi, and welcome to this tutorial. Today I'm going to teach you how to use the Hotspots template, which is a Flash FLA file which allows you to create interactive texts which highlight the aspects of the text that you think are important. They can be grammatical, elements of the text such as the introduction or the paragraphs or conclusion or semantic, whatever you choose. Let's show you an example. Alright, literary devices, alliteration, onomatopoeia and similes. Read the text on the next slide. So let's go to slide 2 and click the button to go there. And on slide 2 we've got this text, the bee on the mountain, and if you read that text there's examples of alliteration, onomatopoeia and similes in there. Well, first of all, you could talk to your students and ask them if they can identify any of those, and then show them by moving over the various buttons. So there's alliteration, okay, highlighted in blue, and onomatopoeia is highlighted in green, and simile is highlighted in pink there. Okay, you can change this so it's, instead of alliteration, you might want to identify the pronouns or the verbs in a text, or you might have a longer text and you might like to identify the introduction, the paragraphs, or the body and the conclusion. Okay, it allows you that freedom to create your own text or copy a text. It could be a poem, and identify various features of the poem or whatever sort of text you use. Okay, so it allows you that great freedom. So let's talk about how you make this. You'll need Flash CS5 if you're a New South Wales teacher. That's on your staff laptop. The students to actually play it will not need that. They'll only need Flash Player 10, which is on most modern computers. Okay. When you download this file, and you can download it here, it'll look like this. Alright, so first thing you do is make a copy of it. Okay, we'll copy that and paste it. Okay, I'll rename it Bee on the Mountain. You can rename it whatever your text is, and then open it in Flash. When you've opened it, it's going to look something like this. Okay, there's a whole bunch of colors up the top. There's some buttons here. We'll talk about that in a minute. And down the bottom here, you've got your frames. Now, we opened up in slide 2 here, and you can see this red box is called your scrub head. That determines what slide you're on. We can move all the way up to slide 20, and obviously we want to start at slide 1. Okay, so slide 1, you type, first thing you do is click where it's on that yellow text, okay, highlight that and type in your own introduction, or your own heading, sorry, and then your introduction down here. I'll pause the video while I do that. Okay, I've done that now. I might just say that if you wanted to change the size of the text, okay, or anything else, you do it over here. When you're in the Properties tab, just go to the size, and you can even change the font or other aspects of the text as well. Okay, so now let's move our scrub head to slide 2. Okay, and again insert your own title and your text. Again, I'll pause while I do it. Now, before we make this interactive, I want to just say one simple thing. You can see up the top we've got the home, the back and the forward buttons. Now, this is going to be the last slide in this activity. You can choose to have something else on slide 3 if you like, but when you get to the last slide of the activity, you want to take this next button off the stage, because you don't want the students being able to click it and go to slide 3 if you haven't put anything there. So simply put your mouse on top of that next button and drag it off the stage. Okay, above the stage is best, because if you put it out to the right, sometimes you can still actually see that, especially on a widescreen monitor. So somewhere on top of the stage is best to put it. We'll put it way out of the way. Okay, let's talk about the interactivity. Let's start with button 1. We're going to drag this down to the side of the stage, okay, and button 1 controls everything above it. Similarly, button 2 controls all the green above it, button 3 controls all the pink and so on. So button 1 controls this blue. So let's move our first blue box down to the word exemplary, because we're going to change button 1 into alliteration. And here's our first example of alliteration in the text. Exemplary example. As you can see, this blue highlighted box does not cover all of that. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over to our Properties tab on the right of your screen, and we're going to change the width of that blue box from 100 to, I think, about 290. It's a bit of guesswork here. You just have to try, and if it extends too much, do it again. But 290 seems to cover that. Exemplary example. Good. Now our next example of alliteration is bee buzzing. Because that's on 2 different lines, we'll need 2 boxes. So let's move this box over B, and we'll probably shorten that actually from 100 to maybe 70. And buzzing is our next one, so we'll move that towards buzzing. And once you've done that, you can move it up and down with your arrow keys on your keyboard. We'll make that 115 wide, and say, maybe even make it a bit higher to cover the G hanging down there. Alright, what else have we got? Found a fragrant flower. That's a hard one to say, so I'll drag that down over the word found. Okay, and again we'll have to make it a lot longer, so let's try about 300, or even more, 350. Okay, and now we've got all the examples of alliteration covered, but it still says button 1 there. Before we do any more, I'm going to save it, just press Ctrl S, and I'm going to publish this. Now before I publish it, I'll just show you, at the minute, before it's published, you'll only see 2 files in this folder. That's our template we started with, and the file we copied it and renamed it. Now let's go back and publish it. Go to File, up the top left, and then down to Publish. And when you've published it, you'll see all these other files in there all of a sudden. Okay, now this one's the one that the kids will open. Okay, you'll actually give these 3 to the students. Okay, they've sort of got to remain in the one folder for it to work, but the only one the students will open is this one, the HTML document. And I'll just double click to open it, and down the bottom they'll get something like this that says allow blocked content. You just click yes. Okay, and there it is. Okay, they click on the next button, and as you can see, button 1 highlights all of those examples of alliteration. Okay, you'll notice though when we mouse over button 1, it just turns blue and you don't see anything. Let's go and fix that up now. Okay, we want to edit this. This is a symbol, this button, so we want to edit this symbol. To do that, we'll just double click on it. Okay, I'll zoom in, and we can now change that from button 1 to whatever we like. In this example, it's alliteration. Okay, and I'm going to go to my pointer tool now, my selection tool, and this is selected. I'm going to right click and copy this alliteration, and I'm going to move to where it says over. Okay, our scrub head here has got the states of this button. We're only concerned with over, and we'll just right click on the grey here somewhere and choose paste in place. So that way when we mouse over the button, we'll still see the same word with a blue background. We don't have to worry about the next 2 because we're not going to click the button, we're just moving our mouse over it. So let's go back to scene 1. You've got to go up the top here and click on scene 1 to get you back to where you were before. And essentially that's it. Okay, now I'm going to do the same with button 2 and make that onomatopoeia, and the same with button 3 and turn that into similes, but that's only going over the same stuff I've already showed you, so I won't go through it with you here. I'll just say one more little thing. When you publish it and play it, you'll notice that you actually can't see or the whole file on one screen. Okay, to show you what I mean, look at this screen here. Now, on most web pages where you've got a long page, you've actually got a scroll bar at the side which allows you to scroll down. There's a little bug in Flash CS5 which sort of prevents this from happening. So this is the only little tricky bit of code that you need for this template. And what you need to do is you need to open this with a text editor. You've got to right click on it on the HTML file and choose Open With, and choose something like Notepad. All computers will have Notepad. Okay, and you'll see this whole bunch of text. Looks very tricky. Okay, it's not. One of the first things you'll see is overflow hidden. If you simply delete that, that's going to fix up that problem. So we'll delete that. Okay, save it, Control S, close it, and when you refresh this page, I'll refresh that, you'll now see you've got this scroll bar, so you can go down to the bottom of your text. You can have a nice long text there and then back up again. That's it. I hope you enjoy that. I hope your kids find it useful in the classroom, and if you've got any questions or queries, let me know. Thank you.